This is the weekend edition of iFiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about the 11th annual science fair at Ephrata Middle School. More than 100 students created projects for this year's event. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Ruthie Yanni proved that more people will recycle paper by making it fun. The 7th grader was one of about 130 entries in this year's Ephrata Middle School Science Fair. Ruthie said her science project put what she called a boring trash can up against a fun recycling basket.
I was testing the fun theory on paper recycling. My question was, how does the appearance of a recycling bin affect the usage of it? I hypothesized that if you put two recycling bins across from each other in one hallway, then giving one a fun twist, the fun twist bin.
And the fun basket scored more points as a recycling receptacle.
What I learned from this experiment was that after each week, the amount of recycling decreased in both bins, even though the fun one definitely had more each week.
7th grader Carter Mills made differently designed bridges out of popsicle sticks. He explained what he learned from his science project.
I learned that if I were to walk on bridges and there were 4 bridges going across the river, that I'd probably choose the Warren Truss, or no, not the Warren, the Howe Truss. I always get these mixed up because that one held the most weight.
Many of the projects were created by 4-H students who used farm animals in their experiments. Lily McMullen's project gave chickens a chance to pick their favorite color.
After testing 3 chickens 3 times with 3 different colors, it came out to be that the average and overall color that the chickens preferred was red. But probably because most animals commonly prefer the color red, or it was probably more likely just a coincidence and the chickens don't care as long as they can eat it.
Cassie Stewart, a serious equestrian, discovered what horse hooves grow faster.
I learned that surprisingly, the black-hoofed horse grew faster than the white-hoofed horse because of the denser feet of the black-hoofed horse was more frequently than the lesser dense feet of the white-hoofed horse, which in chips.
Maddie Owens, a barrel racer, depends on reins to control her horse. She explained what reins were best for the project called Get a Grip.
Overall, I learned that if I go to a rodeo, and it would probably be better if I used the gripped other reins because they will give me the fastest time.
Emmy Dilling took on the issue of carbon dioxide's effects on the ecosystem.
Well, I learned that we need a balanced ecosystem, and too much CO2 in a confined space could have negative effects.
Jason Downer, the Ephrata Middle School 7th grade teacher who oversees the science fair now in its 11th year, said the event is growing in popularity because it brings out the passion and creativity in many students.
There's been a really big push for science fair projects, all the learning that really does come out of it.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
In Moses Lake, the City Council made a surprise decision to remove City Manager Joe Gavinsky from his position. Gavinsky has been City Manager in Moses Lake for 33 years. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
The Moses Lake City Council voted to fire City Manager Joe Gavinsky Tuesday night. The City Council voted 4-3 on a resolution to remove Gavinsky from the office effective in 30 days. They also voted to suspend him from the position during the 30-day period. Gavinsky has worked for the city for more than 33 years. He began as the city's attorney and became the city manager a year and a half later. Councilmember Bill Eckert presented the resolution to the council during the council member comment section of the meeting. The resolution stated the City Council lost its trust and confidence in the city manager's ability to carry out his duties in a manner satisfactory to the City Council. Eckert and the other supporters of the resolution, Todd Voth, Jason Avila, and David Cornell, declined to provide any further explanation. Council members John Lane, Karen Liebrecht, and Mayor Dick Dean opposed the resolution. They said they were surprised by ECRIT raising the issue. For iFiber1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Well, hi there, everybody. Hopefully you had a great Friday. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you with your weekend outlook here on iFiber Channel 1 News Weather. Our forecast brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Well, we have fast-moving systems in the Pacific, and this is going to create a little moisture at times, mainly clouds in the Columbia Basin, not too much in the way of precipitation chances. But what it will do is temper the temperatures just a little bit. We have one front coming in overnight tonight, and there is a chance of a sprinkle during the overnight hours and the first few hours of Saturday. But once it moves through, we'll see brightening skies for the rest of the weekend. A little breezy and a little cooler on Saturday, but still not too bad. Not a cold blast by any means. And another one of these fast-moving fronts coming through Monday night with a similar situation. By Tuesday will probably be just like tomorrow with a windy day and, again, a little cooler temperatures. That 73 is yellow because we set a road record 1994. 72 degrees. So broke a record, 44 mile start on this Friday. Not nearly, if any, no clouds and fog this morning like we had yesterday morning. 73 and 44, the extremes in Moses Lake, 2 degrees shy of the record. So getting close, and all in all, just a delightful Friday afternoon. Settling into the last Friday night of March, 71 degrees. A brisk breeze from the southwest, and again, that'll be shifting to the west and picking up in intensity, particularly during the daylight hours on Saturday. Here we go. Here's the front now, again, barreling into the coast next few hours and then into our area. It falls apart, you can see, as it moves across the Cascades, but a lingering sprinkle into the morning hours possible, and it fizzles out, and by afternoon, look at that, nice day, very nice. Little moisture, though, still in Puget Sound area up into the British Columbia coastal sections, but that's pretty much the flow of moisture for the weekend. But by the late Sunday, Monday time frame, you see a little band of moisture moving inland, and that's the front that comes across our area Monday night, Tuesday, with another maybe slight chance of a sprinkle, but more winds on Tuesday. Statewide Saturday forecast. Again, maybe some lingering showers, northwestern section of state. Temperatures a little cooler most areas compared to where we have been. Instead of the 70s in the inland northwest, we're down into the upper 50s and lower 60s with a lingering sprinkle through the first half of the afternoon. Will clear out if any sprinkles occur. They'll be in pre-dawn hours, but looks like if any lingers into the morning hours, it'll be quick and brief. And look at that sunshine. The afternoon looks very, very nice. Taking it through the weekend, breezy Saturday, milder Sunday, Monday, a little cool down again Tuesday with that next front. Maybe a little instability showers Wednesday, Thursday, but all in all, not a bad weekend.
Hi.
Hi, I see here on my glasses that it's your sales event.
Yeah, we have low APR financing and some great lease offers. Check out the bold new Camry.
Wow, that's really nice. I gotta get a closer look. Wow, there's so much stuff.
Careful.
If I could just see where I was going.
Right now, you can lease a new 2015 Camry for $199 a month with $750 lease bonus cash. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan.
Now this is cool.
That's easy to see.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Quincy Jacks have high aspirations in 2015, but the team has dropped 3 of 4 non-league matches to start the season. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
It was a dogfight of a match in Quincy with the Jacks hosting Ellensburg. The Jacks had some chances early in the first half, but just couldn't find the back of the net. Francisco Alejandros had a PK attempt for Quincy, but pushed it wide right. Physical play continued into the second half, and the Bulldogs finally broke through. Brady Johnson scored the lone second half goal, and Ellensburg knocked off Quincy 1-0. Brenner Hall and Oscar Manguia had 5 saves combined for Ellensburg, while Quincy keeper Gildardo Avila had 2 saves. Quincy travels to Othello next to take on the undefeated Huskies. For iFiber 1 News, Sean Wells.
Moses Lake softball has its sights set high this season. I had a chance to catch up with Coach Dave Gregory to get his take on things.
Well, we're going for a three-peat of league and district. So the last 2 years we've won league and district. So we pretty much got the same team back. We got our pitching back, that's the main thing, and then we go from there. But yeah, we're excited. We got the Offensive Player of the Year back. Jasmine Jesse, who's going D1.
Jesse wields a huge bat for the Chiefs. She believes Moses Lake will tap into its strongest attributes and repeat as the top team in the region.
There's some great chemistry. We played all together last year, so we're going to do great this year. I think we're going to go pretty far in state as well. We have great pitchers, some great defense, and our lineup's looking pretty solid.
A couple of players to keep an eye out for this year, Jesse said, are the Chiefs' starting center fielder and ace of the pitching staff.
Tia Raddick is doing solid as our leadoff batter. She's going to do great things just like her sister. And Marnie, her pitching, well, both of our pitchers' pitching is great, and Marnie's hitting as well.
Jesse has been the biggest offensive contributor on the team the past 3 seasons. She will look to continue her success on the diamond at the D1 collegiate level for Stetson University next year. Skinner burst on the scene as a sophomore last season and proved to be a real find for the Chiefs. She likes the way the team is shaping up and says the key to success this year is balance.
We have a really strong offense and we have really strong defense at the same time, so we're very well rounded, I think.
Skinner has a number of pitches in her arsenal, but says her best pitch just might be untouchable.
I think my favorite pitch is probably my rise ball, because nobody can touch it.
We'll see just how effective it is against the Cadets tonight.
We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our next story is about the robotics team from the Columbia Basin Tech Center who recently competed in a regional competition at Central Washington University. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Robotics club members at Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center in Moses Lake are still pumped up about winning at the recent first robotics competition at Central Washington University's regionals. The arena-style event had rolling and lifting robots from different schools performing on 2 competing teams. 5 robotics students competed on CB Tech's team with students from 34 schools participating. The rookie CB Tech team placed 22 out of 34 schools competing at CWU in Ellensburg. Engineering teacher Chris Whiteman, who oversees the robotics club at CB Tech and teaches 17 robotics students, explained how the competition worked.
They were tested in how the robot performs and functions within a certain scenario setting and did pretty well. The robot broke down, and unfortunately that was our biggest pitfall, is the robot breaking down in the competition, but they were tested upon how it would function within the group, how it could score, and durability, which ours didn't fare so well in, but that's okay.
Despite the typical breakdowns and mishaps, the CB Tech team's smaller robot was best at maneuverability. Moses Lake High School senior Joseph Friedbauer was the lead driver of the team's robot.
Every round we seemed to have a problem, so when you think pit crew, quick fixes, that's what it was, the whole competition. I was standing back and crossing my fingers that I'd have the bot on the field for the next competition, and every time, my team would have that bot out there performing as best as they possibly could.
The robot was best used to handily move pool noodles that littered the paths of the larger heavy lifting robots during a match.
What you could do is use your bot to push that noodle into a scoring zone, and instead of deducting points, it would actually earn points for your team. And the last match is on YouTube. We literally won that last match, the championship, by 2 points a litter. Just us pushing litter around, being janitor.
Friedbauer hopes to continue studying robotics and competing at Eastern Washington University. He said he would return to CB Tech to act as a mentor for future robotics students. Friedbauer and others on the CB Tech team lamented that although the robotics team qualified for the upcoming state finals at Eastern Washington University in Cheney, the team could not afford the $4,000 entry fee. Moses Lake sophomore Will Turner looks forward to future robotics competitions on the CB Tech team. As assistant driver, he moved the CB Tech robot's scissor lift up and down. Turner's first year of robotics work has him seriously thinking about a career in the field.
I love robotics, and then when I thought of this, I really love the programming and creating in robotics. I've always loved engineering.
The CB Tech team took home 6 trophies, including the 2015 winner and the highest rookie seed award.
CB Tech, part cyborg.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Captain Shockwave are your 2015 Central Washington University District Champions.
We'll be right back.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. The next story is about a new fiction book by a Montana author about Bigfoot. The author recently paid a visit to the Columbia Ridge Elementary School in Ephrata. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
A Bigfoot story and its author recently took center stage at Ephrata's Columbia Ridge Elementary School. About 200 3rd and 4th grade students listened to author Russell Accord, who came to the school from his home in Montana to talk about his new fiction book, Footprints of a Legend. The book is one of a series of 3 stories about an unwilling captive who is submerged in the wild and secretive world of the legendary Sasquatch creature. The story, which reveals mysteries of Bigfoot's world, is set in the Bitterroot Mountains of Montana. Accord shared his thoughts on Bigfoot's existence.
I believe in the possibility. I have not seen anything that just tells me. I believe that there's a lot out there that we've never seen. But the big scare is if they ever do catch one, I'm going to have to reevaluate my book because I've described him the way I want him.
Accord hopes his book makes it beyond the printed page.
In my opinion, I think this would make a great movie.
Accord's old school friend and longtime Ephrata resident Bert Jensen invited Accord to the school. Jensen's wife Darcy, a Columbia Ridge teacher, made the arrangements for the assembly. Bert Jensen explained why he thought it was a good idea to let students see and hear Accord talk about writing.
We went to the same school over in Arlee and just knew he was an author. Went to school in Ellensburg and got reacquainted with him, and then he's been working over in Quincy, so thought it would be fun for the boys to see a manly man author.
Darcy Jensen, who teaches 4th grade at the school, made the arrangements to bring Russell Accord to the school.
We were having a discussion in my classroom, and I had several boys that were really interested in Bigfoot and Sasquatch, and so I happened to go home and mention it to my husband, and he said, well, let's get a hold of Russ.
She said part of the idea was to entice students, especially boys, to write and read more.
We see a lot of women authors, but we don't see a whole lot of men authors, and a lot of times our boys just aren't as interested in writing, and so we felt like this was a good opportunity for our boys to see that men actually write as well.
Accord said before he set out to write fiction, he sought out to find all the information he could on Bigfoot.
I did a lot of research on it because I had an interest in it. Everything that I ever heard about Bigfoot was consistent. Number one, hairy, smelly, big feet, bad manners, elusive. And I've never seen I've never seen a footprint or anything on my own. But taking that format and being able to take all the consistencies of the stories that I've heard and create my own character and build this story based around that.
After his talk, students lined up to buy Accord's book and have him sign it. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about the Moses Lake High School Molohayats, who returned this week from California as national champions. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
The Moses Lake High School Molohayats are now national champions. The school's dance and drill team captured first place in the large dance and pom category and brought home 2 second-place trophies in the large and small team military division at the 2015 USA Dance Nationals in Anaheim, California. Molohayats coach Lori Baker said she's very proud of the team's performance, and even though they fell a little short of their goals, every member gave it their best effort. Moses Lake is among 4 Grand County schools, including Ephrata, Quincy, and Royal, heading to the Yakima Sun-Dome to compete in the WIAA Dance and Drill State Championships this weekend. Baker said the team is using their experience in Anaheim as motivation to bring home a state title. They spent the week fine-tuning their routines and resting up for what she believes will be both an emotional and successful end of the season. The Molohayats are hosting a special preview of their performances tonight at 7 p.m. in the Moses Lake High School Gymnasium. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.